Two facts. The average black family in America has roughly 1/8 the wealth of the average white family. And for the same Harvard admission odds, an Asian American applicant historically needed about 140 more SAT points than a black applicant. So is affirmative action fair? Both. And the answer is uncomfortable for everyone. 5 minutes, both sides, no team jersey, what the data and the court records actually say. A verdict honest enough to upset both your woke uncle and your free market cousin in the same dinner. Chapter 1. The case for. Because the playing field, empirically, is not level, and ignoring that doesn't make it level either. Start with wealth. Median white family, about 188,000. Median Hispanic family, 36,000. Median black family, 24,000. That gap doesn't reflect choices over one lifetime. It reflects inheritance across many. Equal opportunity at age 18 is a fiction. Then the schools. U.S. K-12 funding is mostly property tax-based. Wealthy zip codes, better funded schools. Poor zip codes, worse funded schools. By the time admissions happens, the gap has been compounding for 13 years. The transcript is downstream of geography. And the inconvenient point, selective colleges already use massive racial preferences. They're just for the wealthy. Legacy admissions, donor preferences, recruited athletes from prep schools. These are about 75% white at Harvard. Way bigger thumbs on the scale than affirmative action ever was. And the real-time data. The 2023 Supreme Court ruling banned race-based admissions. By 2024, black student enrollment dropped roughly 50% at MIT, 40% at Amherst, comparable at Yale. Whatever the policy was doing, removing it did not produce a colorblind result. It produced fewer black students. Chapter 2. The case against. Because judging an individual by their group membership is a category of harm that doesn't disappear because the intention is good. Start with the Harvard lawsuit. Internal documents released under court order showed Asian American applicants received systematically lower personality ratings. Likability, courage, kindness. The numerical penalty across thousands of applications was undeniable. Harvard lost. The Princeton study quantified it. To have the same odds of admission to elite U.S. universities, an Asian American student needed about 140 more SAT points than a black student, 280 more than a Hispanic student, same school, same year, different bar, different race. And the public verdict is mostly settled across multiple Pew polls. About 63% of Americans oppose race as an admissions factor, including roughly half of Hispanics, roughly half of Asian Americans, even just over 1 in 4 black Americans. This isn't a fringe view. And there's the stigma problem. Every successful black or Hispanic student at a top school gets asked silently, did you really earn it? The policy designed to help creates a constant low-grade questioning of merit. The intended beneficiaries often bear the cost. And finally, affirmative action mostly helps the already comfortable. The black students reaching Harvard admissions are overwhelmingly upper middle class. The poor black kid in a failing Mississippi school gets nothing. The policy is targeted at the top of the funnel. The opportunity gap is built at the bottom. Chapter 3. What actually changed? Because the gap that mattered most has slowly stopped being about race and started being about class. Class is now a better predictor of disadvantage than race alone. Race and class are still correlated, but a poor white student in West Virginia faces compounding disadvantage too. A race-only policy misses them, and it helps wealthy minorities who never needed the help. The proxy got worse as inequality widened. And the debate got framed wrong. For versus against Paukano became identity. The actual question, what intervention closes the opportunity gap at the right point, for the right people, got buried. The fight stayed performative. The intervention stayed weak. Chapter 4. The verdict. The answer that infuriates both the diversity officer tribe and the colour-blind-meritocracy tribe equally. Both are true. The opportunity gap is real and structural, and ignoring it doesn't fix it. And judging an individual by their group is a real category of harm, and intent doesn't neutralize it. Both sides have been telling half-truth and calling the other side dishonest for noticing. So stop asking, affirmative action, yes or no? Ask instead, what closes the opportunity gap at the actual point for the actual people? Because race was always a proxy, never a target. And the proxy has gotten weaker as inequality widened. 3 rules. 1. Abolish legacy, donor e confidero, and athletic preferences before debating affirmative action. They are bigger and racially coded, and nobody pretends they're about merit. 2. Switch from race to class as the admissions thumb on the scale. Texas does it. Florida does it. It works. 3. Invest at K-12. The pipeline is where the gap is built. The college decision is the wrong intervention point. California and Texas already moved this way. California banned racial preferences in 1996. Texas runs a top 10% rule. The diversity numbers held. Once class-based and percentile-based replacements kicked in, the model exists. The federal debate is still pretending it doesn't. Be specific. Name one unfair advantage you got, that nobody talks about, and one disadvantage you carry, that didn't show up on a college form. Both. The pair is the picture. Subscribe. New question every week. The honest answer is nobody in either tribe will give you.